Good evening, I'm Taylor Thomas with a CTV News update. No bond for College Park Mayor Patrick Willian, who was arrested on child pornography charges last week. This morning, a judge denied bond for the 47-year-old who faces 56 counts of possession and distribution of child pornography. This remains an open investigation. Police are asking for anyone with additional information in this case to call 301-772-4930. Denise Mitchell is now serving as mayor pro tem. Former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan announces that he will not run for president and challenge former President Trump in the 2024 election. In a statement, Hogan said that, quote, "The stakes are too high for me to risk being a part of another multi-car pileup that could help Mr. Trump recapture the nomination." He also says that he has no desire to put himself or his family through a grueling battle for the GOP nomination.
I've left it all on the field. In a really difficult environment. We're going through a lot of struggles for the past 8 years, and I think done a very good job. People seem to be happy with the job I did as governor of Maryland, but I wasn't sure if it was the right thing for me personally or for my wife and my kids to go through that grueling battle, especially if there were other people that could pick up the mantle, and if my being in the race might actually contribute to not the result I didn't want to have. I don't plan on walking away. I'm going to continue to stay involved in that fight for the soul of the Republican Party, but I'm just not going to do it as a candidate for president.
So far, Trump faces just 3 challengers, from UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, and Michigan businessman Perry Johnson. A Hyattsville shooting turns deadly this morning. Police were called to the 3400 block of 52nd Avenue just after 12 a.m. When officers arrived, they found a man in a car suffering from gunshot wounds. The incident still remains under investigation. Meantime, we now know the name of the man who was fatally shot in Temple Hills over the weekend. The victim is 28-year-old Raymond Jones. Police were called to the 4600 block of Dallas Place on March 3rd for a report of a shooting. Jones was pronounced dead on the scene. The cleanup and investigation continues into Saturday's deadly tanker truck explosion in Frederick County. It happened just after 12 p.m. on US 15 at Rosemont and Apple Avenues. Police say a tanker truck believed to have been carrying gasoline or diesel fuel crashed into a tree and exploded. The explosion and flames destroyed a home and damaged several other houses and cars. Officials also say that all the hazardous materials were contained, but they will continue to monitor the air quality. The cause of the accident is still under investigation. Maryland lawmakers will use federal funds to reimburse thousands of SNAP recipients who had their benefits electronically stolen from them. It is the first state in the nation to do so, thanks to last year's approval of the Federal Consolidated Appropriations Act. 3,800 SNAP recipients have had more than $2 million in benefits stolen from them electronically just last week. Families affected should be able to start applying for reimbursement mid-month online at MyMD Think portal. You're watching CTV News. I'm Taylor Thomas. The Prince George's County Council is hosting an event for minority businesses. We'll have more details right after the break.
The American Red Cross blood supply is at historically low levels this winter, and we're facing a dangerous situation across the country. Without the blood they need, hospitals may be forced to make tough decisions about patient care. Donors are needed now to ensure blood is available for everyone who needs it when they need it. The good news is, you can help. Make an appointment to give now. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Patients are counting on you.
Good evening and welcome back. The Maryland State Police Medical Director steps down over the weekend amid controversy. This, according to the Baltimore Sun. Dr. Donald William Alves resigned from his position last Friday. Alves was charged by the Maryland Board of Physicians with unprofessional conduct and practicing medicine with an unauthorized person in December. Now, reports indicate that complaints were made involving Alves's work with an erectile dysfunction clinic. A disciplinary committee meeting is set for March 22nd. Here are our latest COVID-19 numbers for our area. The Maryland Department of Health has identified 525 new cases. The county's positivity rate has increased to 6.6% and 6.7%. That is, 7 Marylanders have died of COVID over the past 24 hours, and 302 are hospitalized with the virus. Tomorrow, the Prince George's County Council will be hosting a procurement town hall as a part of its Small and Minority Business Week. The event will focus on county-based businesses and their experiences with the procurement process. This is in response to the request for more information and transparency from the minority business community.
We are having a town hall on March 7th where we're going to meet with the Office of Central Services are going to come do a presentation, but what we're going to hear from people about their concerns with the procurement process, which was what was brought to our attention, that many felt that there were barriers, that it was not easy to become to do business with the county. And so we're trying to get to the root of the problem. We're gonna the town halls to hear from people, and then so people can hear from OCS and we can take the information and brainstorm what needs to be done to address the situation or any concerns that that anyone has.
The Strengthening Procurement in Prince George's County Town Hall takes place March 7th at 6 p.m. in the council hearing room of the Curry Administration Building in Largo. Now, you can register to speak, submit questions, and written testimony by going to pgccouncil.us/speak. Final preparations are being made to bring back Metro's automated trains. The self-piloting trains, which have been around since Metro began in the 1970s, were abruptly stopped following a fatal crash in 2009. That decision was made despite a report that found the automated system had nothing to do with the accident. Officials who are looking to get riders back after the pandemic say the automated trains run smoother, are safer, and they save the agency money. The automated trains are expected to be up and running system-wide by December. Two Maryland lawmakers switched committee positions with each other. Delegate Shanika Henson of Anne Arundel County was taken off the House Appropriations Committee last week. According to Maryland Matters, reports indicate that Henson's removal from the committee comes as questions swirl over her legal work for a church-affiliated group that has been seeking state funding. Henson will swap committee positions with Delegate Dana Jones, also from Arundel County. She will now serve on the Ways and Means Committee. Stay right there. We'll be back right after the break.
Hey everybody, it's Simon Bugs. And last night, the PGCC men's baseball team, UMD men's basketball team, and the Washington Wizards all played last night. I'll be talking about the results of those games in a bit. Stay tuned.
Every minute counts in a poison emergency. That's why Poison Help is standing by 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in over 100 languages. Hello? To help you figure out what to do and where you need to go. And if you just have a question, that's okay too. Save time in a poison emergency. Save Poison Help as a contact in your phone today. Visit poisonhelp.hrsa.gov to learn more. Or call your local poison center at 1-800-222-1222.
Welcome back. Well, from the home gardener, growing your own herbs can be the spice of life. And in tonight's segment, Kevin Alsop shows us how to grow an herb that's native to South Asia, basil.
And it's another segment of Grow With Us with Kevin Alsop. We are inside the International High School of Largo with Mr. Alsop here at Nema's Gardens. And we're inside. Why are we inside today?
Because the last time we was outside, you were cold. So I said, we need to do something inside because you were shivering last time. No, seriously, this is a great time to start herbs. It's a great time to start your herbs indoors, specifically basil.
So I see here that we're actually growing basil plant and herb. Right. So why are we doing basil today?
Because basil needs to be warm. And by the time spring comes around, and the weather warms up, you want to be able to put your basil out into the weather you put in the garden or pot it up or just have basil to cook or whatever. But so this is a small 12 cell tray, seed starting tray. You can order them online. I like these. They're clear. You can see the root zones once they start growing and so forth. So all you do is This, people come up with their different ways of how they do stuff. I like to put the seed starting mix. Now I'm using seed starting mix and I'm not using potting mix. And one of the reasons I'm using seed starting mix because seed starting mix, one, is sterile. Most herb seeds in general,
They're very small.
Especially basil seeds, extremely small. They're dark in color, so they're hard to see. So the first step is really the first step is always read the back of your seed package. It's going to tell you how to plant. It gives you all the instructions. Basil needs full sun. What I do is I make a small indentation with my finger in the cells. And with basil, I like to put, to ensure germination, I like to put, maybe 3, and they're so small you really can't tell them. So I'll just take a pinch and drop it into the cell. I'll just take a little.
How long before these will germinate? These will take not long at all, correct?
Well, we're indoors. We use lighting, so they're supposed to take anywhere between 5 and 14 days.
Okay.
I've seen it happen in 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah.
So if someone wants tips on how to grow herbs or any other kind of vegetables, what's the email address? How should they contact you?
Info@nemasgardens.com. That's info at Nemas, NEMAS gardens.com. Just send me an email and I'll answer your question for sure.
All right, Kevin, thanks a lot.
Always.
All right, grow with us.
Again, is nemasgardens.com.
What's going on, sports fans? It's time for your Monday sports page. We'll start with college baseball. The PGCC men's baseball team was in action yesterday against Bucks County Community College, but fell to the Centurions twice. The first matchup ended with a score of 17-1, and the second matchup ended 5-0. The Owls have gotten off to a shaky start to the season as they are now 1-2. But despite the rough start, head coach Jordan Martinez calls this a hungry, intense, and hard-working team.
I would say hungry, because they always come to practice ready to work. I would say intense, just because every time they come out to the field, they work their hardest. And I would just say they're workers. Every day they come to the field, they keep working hard. They just know it's going to pay off.
The Owls will take the diamond next against Anne Arundel County Community College tomorrow. Sticking with college sports, the UMD men's basketball team took the court against Penn State last night, but unfortunately, the Terps couldn't pull out a win as they were beaten by the Nittany Lions in a close game, 65-64. The Terps did have a lead at the half as they were up 35-22, but due to the Lions shooting nearly 60% from the floor in the second half, they were able to get back in the game and win it on a last-second tip-in. This game marked the last one of the regular season for both teams, and now the Terps will look ahead to the Big Ten Tournament Championship, which begins on Thursday. And lastly, the Washington Wizards also took the court last night. They were defeated by the Milwaukee Bucks 117-111, despite Kristaps Porzingis and Bradley Beal combining for almost 60 points. This is the second straight loss for the Wizards, but they will have a chance to move to a 2-2 record for this month as they travel to Detroit to take on the Pistons tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And that is your Monday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thank you so much, Simon. All right, now for the community calendar. The Coalition for Public Safety Training in Schools and Linnell Driving School are offering driver education scholarships to students. This opportunity will help juniors and seniors obtain a valid license for gainful employment. Applications are due by March 8th. Registration using the website on your screen is what you need to do. All classes will be online. And that wraps up our CTV News update. Join us again tomorrow at 4:30. Good night.